Title: The Bride of the Talking Forest. A Folktales of Africa original FOA. Part 1. Long before cities rose from dust, before men built walls and forgot the language of the wind, there was a time when the land spoke. When rivers carried messages, when trees whispered secrets, and every echo was a god listening. In those ancient days, there lived a maiden whose beauty made the spirits pause in wonder. Her name was Addis. Welcome to Folktales of Africa, where ancient drums still echo through time, stories told by moonlight, kept alive by breath, and carried by fire. Tonight, we enter the sacred heart of the Igbo world, where the veil between human and spirit thins like morning mist. This is the Bride of the Talking Forest, a tale of pride, love, sacrifice, and the eternal dance between what is seen and unseen. The story begins in the peaceful village of Umoka, a land of yam and palm, of laughter, and deep tradition. The villagers believed every tree had a spirit, every wind had a name, and the forest that bordered their home was alive. They called it Okoji, the talking forest, and no one entered its shadow after dusk. They said its roots reached into the spirit world, and its winds carried voices of the forgotten. It was in this land that destiny began to stir. ACTI, the maiden who refused. Addis, the daughter of Chief Omika, was unlike any other maiden of her age. Her skin glowed like morning palm oil, her eyes carried the calm of deep water. But she had something rarer than beauty, a mind that questioned everything. Suitors came from far and near. Warriors, hunters, even men from across the river kingdom came bearing goats, kola nuts, gold bangles, and promises. But she turned them all away. "I will only marry one whose heart beats like the drums of truth," she said, her voice clear, firm, unbending. Her father sighed and elders murmured. Her mother prayed she would bend like the reed that meets the wind, but Addis was like iron in the fire. Her refusal became the talk of Umoka. At night, the elders gathered by the fire. "The forest does not favor pride," said one. "Every drum that beats too loudly draws the spirit's ear," said another. Still, Addis laughed. She was not afraid of tales told to scare children. She walked the forest edge at dawn, singing to herself. The villagers whispered that the forest listened. But soon, the whispers turned to fear. The birds stopped singing near the forest. The wind began to hum strange tunes. At night, people said they heard a woman's name carried on the breeze, Addis Addis. ACT2, the whispers from the forest. It began softly, like a dream. Each night, Addis heard a voice call her, gentle, kind, and sorrowful. "Come closer, the earth remembers your name." She would wake in sweat, heart racing, unsure if she had dreamt it. But every night the voice grew stronger, until she could no longer ignore it. Her mother took her to the priest of Oni, the earth goddess. The old man sat before a smoking pot of herbs and threw his cowries. The shells clattered, and the forest wind seemed to sigh. He looked up, eyes clouded with fear. "The forest has chosen her," he said. "The spirits have marked your daughter. If she resists, the land itself will cry." That night, Adi stood before her mother's hut. The moonlight lay heavy on the ground. The village slept, except for the forest. It was alive with sound. The trees whispered, the air shimmered, and the same voice spoke again. "Do not fear me, Adis. I have watched you from the first dawn. Come." Drawn by a force beyond reason, she took a palm oil lamp and stepped toward the forest. The mist parted like breath. The trees seemed to bow in greeting. She followed the glowing path that curved deeper, deeper, until the village disappeared behind her. By morning, only her footprints remained, and they stopped where the forest began. When the villagers found out, cries filled the air. The women wailed, men gathered their machetes, but none dared enter Okoji. The chief, her father, fell to his knees, weeping. For he knew what it meant when the forest called a name. ACT 3, The Lover's Journey. Among those who mourned was Obina, a young hunter who had loved Adis in silence. He was strong, humble, and known for his courage, but he had never spoken his heart. Now, he would risk his life to bring her back. He went to the diviner again. The old man gave him a small talisman made from lion hair and river stone. "This will protect your spirit," he said. "But remember, the forest does not test strength, it tests truth." Obina stepped into the mist as the first drum of dusk sounded. The trees whispered. Faces seemed to form in the bark. Shadows moved though no wind blew. As he walked, he heard echoes, laughter, tears, whispers. The air shimmered, and he began to see visions of his fears, his mother's death, his failures, Adis fading away. Still he pressed on. The talisman burned against his chest. He reached a river unlike any other. Its water shimmered like glass, and when he looked down, he did not see his reflection, he saw his doubts. His fear stared back, wearing his face. He stepped forward. The water rippled and turned to mist. His heartbeat became a drum. "Courage," whispered a voice. He walked on, and the illusions faded. At the heart of the forest, under the great sycamore tree, he found her, Adis, sitting in silence, her eyes distant, her body half shadow, half light. She was between words. "You came," she said softly. "Even the spirits envy your courage." Watch Part 2. https://www.youtube.com/@Folktales of Africa. Sub conformation equals 1.